Hi, welcome to the show. This is New Year, New Me. This is some lifestyle advice from me, Tom Rolfe. You may know me. If you don't, that's fine. So today I'm going to teach you about New Year's resolutions. I know it's a bit far through the month, but that's fine. I'm going to show you how a fresh outlook can create a better you today, tomorrow. I'm going to do this in just a few easy steps. You can create the resolutions that are going to just turn your life around. They're going to turn the old you into the new you. That's what we all want to do at this time of year, isn't it? And I want to show you that anyone can do this. It's not just me, anyone. Sophie, what's your dad's name? Just as an example of a random man.
Gary, he's gone home there.
Gary, oh, he's gone. Well, Gary, let's just say even Gary could do this. He could turn from a Gary old man to a Gary new man. One easy step. That's good thing that's good, Gary. So we'll start, as ever, with the core pillars of personal betterment, or the CPPBs. We all remember these from school, I'm sure. We're all familiar, so if you could chant along with me as I just remind you of these core pillars. Of course, they are furtherance, verisimilitude, salubriousness, zeal, and magnanimity. We all know them, we all love them. So I'm just going to quickly run through what these really mean in a bit more detail, and you'll see these five pillars really come to life. And the first one's very long, so don't think the whole thing's going to go on that long, just bear with. So obviously furtherance, let's start with that. Okay, choosing your goals. This is the most important thing when it comes to the resolution game. So I'm going to show you now. A lot of people make this mistake. They pick over-ambitious goals, and you just end up giving up. The other side of the coin is you make no goals at all because you think it's a waste of time. And let me tell you, that's even worse. So if only there was some kind of mid-range. This is what we're looking for here. Yeah, the Goldilocks zone. I'm going to show you how to pinpoint your resolutions right here. Choosing the right goals for you. Oh no, sorry, my battery's in. So here's some of my goals. First step is just to get these on the page, kind of brainstorm as much as you can, just a few things you want to get done in your life. And then stage 2 is actually to sort these. Stage 2 is to sort these in order of timescale, how long you think they're going to take to achieve. So we'll just move these around a bit. So we're looking at things that we're going to achieve this week, this year, this lifetime. And there's a few that I got carried away with the most on this list. It's just, you have to be realistic. So the next step after this, I think you know what we're going to do. We're going to get rid of the unrealistic ones, and then we're going to sort them as ever into hopes and dreams. Okay? Very interesting difference there. And next, of course, we're going to use the classic categorization matrix we all know from the Crystal Maze, and we're going to categorize even further. So here we go. You've got physical, mental, skill. This just really helps you to pick out the important ones. And we're going to take a little side step now. This is important. You're going to need this later. So this is just a handy equation. The difficulty of the resolution multiplied by the importance divided by the magnitude of the task. You times that by pi, and you're going to get your potential and you're going to want to remember this coefficient because that's going to help you maximize your happiness in 2019 and beyond. So of course you can see here I've mapped my goals onto a kind of hemisphere, and this just helps you visualize in 3D a little bit more, you know, get some other parts of your brain. And if we just, hold on, this is the prime wellness meridian. That is important. And then if we just zoom out a little bit, what you're going to see is that prime wellness meridian is actually just a speck of nothing. So, in the grand scheme of things, the point of this really is that you are an insignificant dot, and it doesn't matter what your resolutions are. you can have none, it doesn't matter. So in the spirit of giving those up, let's move on to the next step, which is obviously verisimilitude, which if people haven't come up with this word before, it basically means something which is very similar to the truth. That's how you get it. AKA fake it till you make it. So what I'm saying is you don't need to really do your resolutions, you can just pretend to do them. AKA the Great British Fake Off. So this is the humble brag. Instead of really doing your resolutions, what I'm proposing is that everybody here just instead practices showing off in comfortable ways, like online. So get online, just pretend you're doing your resolutions. Nobody's going to know. Nobody's going to know you're not really doing this. So you get all the good feelings you would get from really doing these resolutions, but you can still remember how insignificant you really are. And then the art of the humble drag is kind of the flip side of this. I think if you humble brag too often, people aren't going to like you very much. And if if you're coming from a place like me where you're a straight white man and you have a lot of natural privilege, you need to counteract that by just pretending that life's hard sometimes. So here we go. So by posting one of these humble drags every now and again, isn't life a drag? People are going to stay on your side in the long term, and that is important. And that brings us to salubriousness, which obviously means get swole or die trying. This is basically about physical health. We're going to skip quite quickly over this one, but I've got a few things to tell you. A lot of people for New Year focus on getting in shape or changes to their physical body. But I'm here to tell you it's not all about the physical body. There's a lot more to it, as I'll show you now. What you'll find is that the body is actually comprised of course, the body. But it's also comprised of the heart, the brain, the mind, and some combination of and really, to be the most full you that you can be this year, you've got to take all these in equal measure. You can't just focus on one. It's everything that counts. And we don't have time really to delve too much into this kind of stuff right now. We are on a time limit. So instead, if you are interested in more, you can pick up my book, Reboot Your Heart. Or I just go a little bit more into the heart, all the bits. Next we've got zeal. There's no sense setting all these goals for yourself if you're not going to follow through on them. So you've got to have zeal every day. Never give up. I guess unless you want to. So this is a bit, I made this PowerPoint about an hour before I came here, so this is a bit where I can't remember what comes next. Just inspirational quotes are very key to maintaining your zeal. This is one of my favourites. Just open it. Just bloody open it. That's our teacher. Great font of wisdom, as ever. And so I'm also here to tell you that you shouldn't be beholden to the calendar. I know we're in the third week of January now, but it's not too late to start some resolutions. You shouldn't let an arbitrary measure of time tell you when you can and can't become a better person. This is just a social construct we made up. So you can do whatever you want. I haven't even started my resolutions yet. I'm giving a talk about them. I will do them when I'm good and ready. And just to note while we got the calendar up here, just to prove how much of a farce the whole thing is. I mean, a lot of you know that August is named after Augustus. Does anyone know what he used to be called? Summer. No. Did someone say the real answer? It didn't exist. Oh, well, they added 2 months, but there was an old one that was renamed into August and then moved, and it used to be in a sixth position, and it was called Sextilis. And this is just a real fact, there's no jokes here, but that's much better than August, isn't it? Can you just keep that? I can't entirely remember my point here. It basically is just do whatever you want, whenever you want, and it's fine. Point number 5. Magnanimity. Magnanimity. Point number 5. Basically means sharing is caring, or absolving guilt through charity. This is another popular resolution. Give more, be nice to people, reach out to charities if you can. And in that vein, yeah, okay, I remember where I am. So in that vein, you know I just said you don't need a calendar? Well, some of you may be aware that I actually made a calendar of my cat this year. And would anybody like to... There's one, I got 30, oh that's me from last year. I got 30 printed, there's one left. Does anyone want to do a charity auction to buy this and I'll give it to Cats Protection? That way, I get to feel good about giving to charity, but I haven't actually had to do anything. And I'm helping you. Sophie looks angry. Anyone? These cost me £4 to get printed. Should we start at £4? Next calendar? We got one. I'll throw in a Tom Rolfe calendar from that. It's out of date, but it's got 12 pictures of me in it. Does anyone want to fight Larissa for this? £5, anyone? £5? Do I see 6?